Suppose that you were offered the following deal. You roll a six-sided die. If you roll a six, you win $14. If you roll a four or five, you win $5. Otherwise, you have to pay $4. We are going to complete the PDF table below, and we're going to list the X values where X is the profit from smallest to largest. So we have to list this smallest to largest. Since they're asking us to list it smallest first, we could lose $4. So I'm going to put -4 in the first cell. The next thing would be, let's see, we could win $5. That's the next biggest. And then we could win $14. So now the X values are listed in the table from smallest to largest. Now we got to find the corresponding probabilities. It says you could win $14 if you roll a 6. So if I win $14, that's if I roll a 6, which means that's a 1 in 6 chance of getting a 6. So the probability of winning $14 is 1 divided by 6. You get $5, it says here, if you roll a 4 or a 5. That's 2 out of 6 chances to win $5. Now, otherwise, you're going to lose $4. So, since this has to add up to 1, we could either look at it as we have 3 out of 6 so far in total for these two. So 3 out of 6 would be left. Or you could look at it as you would win something if you get a 4, 5, or a 6. If you get a 1, 2, or a 3, you're going to lose. That's 3 out of 6 options. So here's our probability distribution. Now, to find the expected profit, what we're going to do is we're going to take each of these values of X and multiply it by the corresponding probabilities, and then we're going to add them all up. That's if we're going to do it by hand. So I would take -4 times 3, 6. I would take 5 times 2 over 6, and then I would take 14 times 1 over 6, and then I would add up all those answers, and that would be our expected profit. You could let the calculator do the work for you if you put this information in your list 1 and P of X in your list 2. So I'm going to go to Stat and Edit, and I'm going to put in my list 1, I'm going to put in all my X values, -4, 5, 14. Then in my L2, I'm going to put all of my probabilities. So that's a half, 0.3 repeating, and 0.166 repeating. That's the decimal forms of the 3, 6, 2, 6, and 1, 6. Once I have my table set up in here, then I'm going to go to Stat, and I'm going to go over to Calculate, and I'm going to choose one variable stacks. The list of my X values will go here. Whatever I put my probability list in, that's going to be my frequency list. So your probability list is going to go for frequency list. That's my L2. Then I'm going to go to Calculate. And your mean is going to be your expected value. That's what happens in the long run, which is another way to say your average. So your X bar is the expected value. So in this case, since it's a +2, that means in the long run, if I play this game over and over and over again, lots of times, in the long run, on average, I'm going to win $2. Now, if this came out to be a -2, then that means if I play this game over and over and over again many, many times, and I get a -2 for my expected value, that means I'm going to overall lose $2 per game in the long run.